Good morning. My name's Bill Harriman. I'm 73 years old and a slingshot shooter. As you can see, I'm sitting here with one of my favorite slingshots, a pair of safety glasses, and I came this morning to talk to you a little bit about extreme heavy power bands. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with extreme heavy power bands if you're prepared for it. You need to strengthen your fingers. You need to strengthen your wrist. You need to strengthen your arm so that you won't overstress anything. If you overstress things, there's some strange things can happen, and they're not very nice. One of the things is you can get tennis elbow. Now, it's called tennis elbow because people that play tennis get it quite a bit. And this happens with real extreme heavy power bands, especially tubes. What happens is, when you shoot a slingshot, not all the power is gone. Some of it goes into the slingshot, back through your wrist, and back up to your elbow. And the more power, the heavier the power bands, the more that this happens. Another thing that happens to you is something called corporal syndrome. It's caused by the same thing, not being prepared to shoot extreme power bands. Now then, there is one other thing that happens, and this can happen with any power band, but it happens more with extreme power bands. It's called trigger finger or trigger thumb. And what happens is you actually damage the thumb or finger when you're shooting heavy bands, and this damage is irreversible without surgery. So that's a reason that you want to be very careful if shooting extreme power bands. I have found this slingshot here has express bands on it, which pull 16 pounds at 30 inches. I have found that these bands are adequate to kill all small game with 7/16 lead or half-inch lead shot. A friend of mine, George, has run a review on these, and you can find that on the Slingshot channel of these bands, and you'll see they have plenty of power. I think that most people will get in trouble shooting extremely heavy power bands. I'm talking about not bands sold by Saunders or Trumark, but bands sold with the promise of making a lot of power. And you just have to be very careful if you're going to shoot real heavy power bands. That's about all I got to say this morning. I'm sitting here in Kerrville, Texas. It's a beautiful cloudy morning. And you'll notice behind me the trees actually look like big forks. These are live oaks. And my wife says that my clothes have been approved by her. So she's sitting behind the camera there giggling now. And I guess that'll be it. And now would you press the big buttons? The large button on.